Good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us on this Monday morning. Lisa, Lydia, Scott here on September 11th. We're going to talk a little bit about the 22nd anniversary of September 11th and some of our other morning news headlines. But we want to jump into weather headlines right after I tell you that, of course, we're live every weekday morning here on Facebook. We make it into a podcast after we're done, so you can find that wherever you get your podcast. Easiest place, inform.com/podcast. Look for the Inform Minute on our Inform YouTube channel. And of course, you could just wake up and join us live on WDAY from 5 to 7 every weekday morning. And of course, Lydia is updating you throughout GMA with weather cut-ins as well. I just asked you right before we went on, is it still raining up north? So, because, you know, we don't have rain in a lot of parts of the valley, but there is rain in some areas.
There is some rain up north. A cold front is working its way in out of Canada. It'll keep us a little cooler today. It's part of the reason it's cloudier this morning, and then it brings in that chance of rain too. So right now it's still just to the north of Grand Forks. If you're watching this from Grand Forks, I'd say you start seeing some rain within the hour.
Okay.
Further up to the north, Grafton, toward Devil's Lake, Langdon has seen some rain this morning. Minnesota folks, Hallock, Roseau, you've seen some rain, and it's pushing toward Thief River Falls as we speak. It takes a little bit longer to work its way down to the south, arriving I-94 Fargo area, Highway 10, mid-morning to midday. I'd say sometime between 10 and noon we start seeing a little bit of that rain. It is kind of breaking up as it's traveling down to the south, though, so it's not one widespread steady line. Fargo could get missed, but it could rain in Mapleton. You know what I mean? How it's one of those right down the road, they get some rain. So not everyone's seeing the showers today, but a pretty decent bet to at least see a little bit of rain. If you do pick up anything in your gauge, probably less than 1/4 of an inch. So not a heavy rain. Otherwise, just kind of cooler today. Highs in the 60s. We were just shy of 80 yesterday. It was 79 in Fargo. Today 67. So that'll feel a little bit different this afternoon. All of this works its way out, giving us a clear sky, post cold front, and light wind tonight. So tomorrow morning, you can bet your bottom dollar it's going to be chilly. Yeah. Temps 40s, 30s possible. Maybe some patchy frost in northern Minnesota tomorrow morning. Wow. Okay. Yeah. So when you send the kids out the door to daycare, in my case, or to school, to the bus stop, send a jacket. It's going to be cooler tomorrow compared to today. Otherwise, a beautiful fall-like day tomorrow. Sunshine and highs once again in the 60s.
Yeah. Okay. So not bad by the afternoon, but chilly in the morning.
Chilly in the morning. And then 70s for the rest of the forecast. Okay. It's hard to complain about this forecast.
Yeah, not bad.
Nice and September-like. You know, it's not too hot, not too cold. We're done with those 90s that we had over Labor Day weekend, but I certainly don't have, you know, frost every night or freeze weather or anything dangerously cold just yet. So
it's kind of those brisk mornings and then heat it up in the afternoon.
Jacket in the morning, t-shirt in the afternoon.
Exactly.
It's that kind of weather. Yeah. I like this time of year.
It's very nice.
Yes. So really some true fall-like weather. Sometimes we just skip over fall.
Right. That's why I always get nervous with summer coming to an end. But it's mostly just because I like fall, but sometimes fall is like a week or two.
Yeah. And then one day in the 70s and that's it.
And then it's cold. But
we have a good 10 days here of some 70s and close to average for this time of year. So hard to complain. I know some areas, of course, still need rain. You can complain about this forecast in those areas where we did get upgraded to even a severe drought in some spots with the latest drought monitor. But we are getting a little rain this morning, and I do have another chance on Friday. I just don't have any super soakers or drought rescuers by any means. Otherwise, enjoy being outside. We've got some nice, you know, tailgating weather and golf weather.
We're really in the heart of football season now.
Yeah, we're like deep diving into it now.
We're all in now.
Yes. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, today marks the 22nd anniversary of the September 11th terrorist attacks, and to honor those who died, Governor Tim Walz is ordering all flags to be flown at half-mast from sunrise to sunset. He's also had asked all Minnesotans to observe a moment of silence. That happened at 7:46 this morning. Also today, the Biden administration is marking the anniversary with a $4 million gift to the 9/11 Memorial in New York City. That funding will come from the 9/11 Memorial Act grant program. The president will speak to more than 1,000 service members, first responders, and their families at the Air Force Base in Anchorage, Alaska. The First Lady will take part in a wreath-laying ceremony at the Pentagon. The VP will be at the 9/11 Memorial in New York, and the second gentleman will be at events at the National Memorial in Shanksville, Pennsylvania. So a lot going on across the country. We, of course, took some live looks during First News, just even at the Memorial in New York City. You know how we're remembering this day all over the country.
Yeah, everyone is. And locally, of course, people are taking time out of their day to remember those lost on that day and everything that happened. Dylan was actually live for us at an event that was going on during First News this morning downtown at the, I believe, Block 9 parking garage. There was a group of people there. It's usually a workout group. They were climbing up and down the staircases to commemorate.
With heavy backpacks filled with.
Yeah, to kind of replicate the equipment that the firefighters would have had that day. Lots of events like that going on throughout the day. There's one happening at Crunch Fitness. That's a similar type of event. They're challenging staff and gym members to climb 110 flights of stairs. That's in remembrance of the 110 floors at the World Trade Center. You can take that challenge anytime today. So otherwise, if you can't make it to that specifically, maybe just take some time, think about it, remember it, do something of your own kind. So, yeah.
Yeah, very moving sight this morning, the live shots that Dylan was on. So,
it was.
And of course, it also opens up the conversations of, where were you when it happened? How are you remembering?
Yeah.
So you're going to see and hear that throughout the day.
For sure.
A story that we broke for you on First News this morning, 2 people are in the hospital right now with serious injuries following a crash on I-94. It happened right around 2 o'clock on I-94 near Dalton, Minnesota. That's south of Fergus Falls. State troopers tell us that a van was pulling a trailer, was hit by another vehicle, and then rolled into the ditch, but the trailer stayed on the road, and that's when they say a semi then hit the trailer and also rolled into the ditch. The driver of the van and the driver of the semi are both in the hospital right now with life-threatening injuries.
Yeah, and of note, the police report said it was an unknown third vehicle that kind of hit the van, so we're still kind of working to get any more details we can on who that might have been. Right now, we are working to learn when a man accused of beating his wife and setting their house on fire will formally be charged. It happened on Saturday. As firefighters got to the scene, they saw 41-year-old Sean Arnholtz run back into the burning house. They then later got onto the roof of that house. This all sparked an 8-hour standoff with officers once that fire was put out. That man was eventually arrested. He's in jail right now, awaiting formal charges. He's actually part of another open arson investigation that we told you about earlier this year. It happened on Easter Sunday. Aaron Holtz is accused of setting an apartment on fire after getting an eviction notice from Scaff Apartments. So 2 ongoing things here. Of course, we'll keep you updated when we learn more.
A scary incident on the NDSU campus over the weekend has NDSU police reminding students to walk in groups and be aware of their surroundings when walking around campus at night. The warning comes after an early morning assault on the university's campus. It happened around 3 a.m. The campus-wide alert was sent out to all students and staff on Sunday morning. We did reach out to campus police for more information. They were only able to tell us that a suspect has not yet been arrested. So of course, we're going to be working on this story for you to get more information for sure. Meanwhile, just a reminder, students can request an escort to safely get around campus. Those escorts can be booked through ndsu.edu/besafe, or you can call campus police directly. But of course, we are working to get more information on what exactly happened there.
All right, we're always watching those gas prices, and right now you might notice you're paying a little bit more at the pump. Gas prices back on the rise. They jumped pretty quickly. Locally, prices jumped around 50 cents over the weekend. And according to Gas Buddy, another jump of 50 cents or more could be on the way for folks living here in the Dakotas or in Minnesota. The current average price for gas in Minnesota right now is $3.97. In North Dakota, it sits at $3.89.
Okay. Big weekend for former NDSU offensive lineman Cody Mauch. He's celebrating his first big win of the season as a Tampa Bay Buccaneer. The Hankinson native is now 1 game into his NFL career, and what a way to kick it off.
Yeah,
so exciting.
Comes at the expense of Vikings fans, but most of them can live with it considering the circumstance.
This is true. Yeah, just like 3 hours away from his hometown of Hankinson. Like they're saying maybe 300, but hundreds of people from southeast North Dakota made it to US Bank Stadium. We weren't sure if he was going to start. Was he listed as
there were some questions about his, if he had an injury or not, but he ended up starting. So good stuff there.
Yeah, very exciting. He says it was the perfect place to start the regular season on First News. And of course, last night, I know we had Cullen was out there. So, we heard from Mauch himself. We also heard from his brother, even his high school football coach.
Yeah, super cool to see the support out there.
Yeah, awesome. And it will continue as well. So
yeah, that's for sure. And the Bucs play the Bears next weekend. So we'll see if they can continue a win streak. Also, one more game left of opening week. It's been exciting to have all the football back, but tonight the Jets and the Bills play Monday Night Football. You can watch it right on ABC, which is, of course, WDAY. So watch Aaron Rodgers take on Josh Allen. All the Monday night action kicks off at 7:15 tonight on WDAY.
And talking about football, Dom Izzo is going to be talking about football. Hot Mic with Dom Izzo coming up here 9 to 11 on WDAY Extra. Not only talking about all of the NFL football over the weekend, who the Vikings are now preparing for, the Eagles, coming up on Thursday. Also some big games. Of course, NDSU, home opener this weekend, NDSU won. UND won, SDSU won, but
They skinned by.
yeah, if you watched that one, that was quite the game as well.
Yeah.
It's questionable.
It's up for debate.
W is a W, I guess, in the standings.
I don't think they really earned it, but all right, Dom's going to be talking about all of that this morning on Hot Mic from 9 to 11 on Extra.
All right, and don't forget, for 99 cents a month for your first 3 months, you can get an all-access pass to inform.com. Just visit inform.com/subscribe to get that deal.
And our next newscast is coming up this morning, 11 o'clock, and then we have you covered this afternoon, 4, 5, 6, 9, and 10. And we'll be back tomorrow morning from 5 to 7 for more First News.
All right, have a good day, folks. Bye-bye.